So if you're anything like me, you play League of Legends. And if you're even more like me, then you're an old and decrepit dinosaur that remembers an older era of League. And you know that nostalgia when it comes to this game is almost always tied back to something ridiculous. Enter Gimp Mundo.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
To know the origin of Gimp Mundo, we gotta go back in time, to my early days of League. I stumbled across this video by KBVTV that left a lasting impression on me. It's still pretty funny. I'm gonna leave it in the description, so check it out. Warning, he's kinda unhinged. Now, I never did his build exactly, because I didn't really care for casting. I didn't like Magic Champions. And I honestly thought it was just trolling. But I took inspiration from one thing and one thing only. And I'll let this clip speak for itself. Ignoring the fact that Keegan himself did not have the skin, I rushed to the store, purchased an RP card with my mom's credit card, and got myself Executioner Mundo. This became a mandatory piece of my build that displayed the dominance of its power. The actual structure of my build and its gameplay was simple. Queued the enemy, ghosted them, hit them with an auto, then an E, and made sure I had Warlord's Bloodlust active, and just stat checked them into submission, buying lifesteal and crit along the way. I'd play this often and get some fun results, but the end of this build came with the death of old Mundo.
Mundo think you a big sissy.
May 2021. Patch 11.12. On the surface, it looked like Mundo was just going from a rejected WoW asset to a beautiful idiot, and remaining pretty much the same champion. Even now, that's the accepted opinion, but what they don't know is that they gutted everything that allowed my build and every other fun build to succeed. First, they nerfed his passive. Whatever. The healing reduction was fine at the time. Goes where he pleases was added to his passive, was a nice touch. Whenever Mundo gets CC'd, a canister pops out of him. He loses HP, he can pick it back up to get some CD back and the HP that it costed when it popped off initially. Or, the enemy can stop you by picking it up themselves, they don't get anything. It's just a fun little mini game to kind of balance this passive around. It's a lot better than other mini games in League. The only downside was that it costed Mundo a bit too much HP on launch, but it's been fixed since then. Currently, he's a bit dependent on Doran's Shield and Second Wind because his passive regen is a bit low until he levels up more. When rushing Warmogs was viable, I understood why his passive was kept low, but it just feels too damn low now. Yeah, I don't know. Riot, show the doctor some love. Second up, Mundo's Q. Other than some very minor number tweaks and the name being changed, it's the same. There's no real changes here. Third, we'll get to his W. Mundo went from lighting himself on fire for the fun of it, to shocking himself for medical reasons. I suppose Mundo thinks electroshock therapy helps him.
Electricity make the brain work good.
It stopped being a toggle and a pretty shitty source of consistent damage, since it now provided Mundo a way to regen more HP during a fight. And it kinda has some improved damage, but you don't really notice it. One thing they did remove was that his old W gave him tenacity while it was toggled, but it justifies the little minigame in his passive now, so it makes sense. Notice that they did remove the AP scaling, the insignificant 5% AP scaling on this ability. So justifying an AP build with this damage source is gone if you wanted to do AP Mundo. Next we'll get to his ult. Riot changed this ability a bit since he's been released, but I'll briefly cover the launch version. Casting ult no longer hurt Mundo, which was nice. It healed him on cast for 20% of his missing HP, and I found that to be pretty gracious. Even with grievous wounds, you'd heal a decent amount. It also gave him AD based on his max health, which is fun, but they've converted how that worked since then, and we'll cover that with his E. Yeah, it's that serious. Riot didn't just change his E, they ruined my fun. The change that really sucked on his ult is this. His healing was gutted. This ruined Mundo's ability to build anything other than HP because aside from all other HP scalings, he can't heal as much. He needs HP to reliably heal from this ability. Otherwise it's kinda useless. So building anything for fun, if it's not HP, you're trolling. I could forgive the change to his passive. His Q is about damn near the same. His W in a sense became more useful. And the healing cut on his ult would all be fine if they didn't change his E. This was the last nail in the coffin for my original Gimp Suit Mundo build. Before his rework, Mundo's E allowed him to have stacking magic resist, yada 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 yada. That doesn't matter, right? What matters is Mundo had a flat attack damage steroid that also scaled with his missing HP. Now, he gets a constant attack damage steroid, but it scales with his HP. I've gone years wondering why my original Gimp Suit Mundo didn't work after the rework, and when I decided to make this video, I found out. It's this forsaken HP scaling that Riot forced. I mean, look at those original numbers. It makes so much sense to me now why I would heal for a shit ton as I got lower. I would just bite them, crit, heal for a shit ton because my AD was spiking through the roof. And that's versus this new E. I mean, it's a nice quality of life adjustment for legit Mundo strategies. He even gets to fling another projectile, and this one doesn't get blocked by minions. Although it's not as strong as his Q, meaning that his E can't get maxed first. But remember when I said we'd get back to his ult? Look at that. Instead of just giving him some AD for his max HP, he gets more max HP, which means his E gives you more AD. If you time it correctly and the enemy doesn't have any heal cut yet, you're gonna be unkillable, and more roided out than the Rock himself. You'll beat anyone down that isn't a tank or Jax. This little synergy makes me really happy because if you couldn't tell, I'm a nerd that likes numbers, so since full AD Mundo just doesn't work, I knew what had to be done. So I spent years tinkering, coming up with the best way to play Mundo. Being betrayed by Riot and backed into a corner left me desperate. But I wouldn't just sit there and let Riot decide I can't have fun anymore. No. League is a game, and games are supposed to be fun. So I present to you the new and not so improved Gimp Suit Mundo. Yeah, it's basically just mathematically correct set. I'm sure there's plenty of builds like this out there. It's not special. Wait. If you're not already doing this, let me try to sell you on it. I'm sure you've built Heartsteel if you've played Mundo before. Yeah, nice, Heartsteel go. You get a nice hit of dopamine whenever you hear that noise, right? So please, sit tight as I break down what your goal is with this build. To start off, I always ran Ghost Ignite when I would play my original strategy. You want to show people how strong and big you are, and you gotta put them in their place. So run at them at Mach 5, light their asses on fire since you can't do it to yourself anymore, and beat the shit out of them. For my runes, I always go Grasp, with Demolish, Second Wind, and Overgrowth. Here's the thing, I've sat on a script for this video since maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks after the season changed, right? And I made a bet with my coworker that I could get this video done by Monday morning. It's currently Monday, 2:54 a.m. I wanted this to be a sort of more informative video, kind of throw some humor in there, but the script wasn't structured that well, and I realize that now. I'm a bit late, and I kind of just started to drone on and on a bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you some clips, me playing League with my friends. You'll get to see what I built in the bottom right corner, other than Heartsteel. And if you made it this far, thank you. And here you go. I don't know why he stuck around. It didn't make any sense for him to stick around.
Oh my god, why are you just jumping?
Mundo waiting for ult.
Oh no.
Mundo, say hello!
I'm coming back, don't worry. I'm healing 200 HP a second.
Didn't know if you were going for that.
Mundo, say hello! 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 Mundo, say hi! Mundo, say hi! Mundo, hello! Oh, hello! Oh, Mundo, run! No!
Hey, Dakota.
Don't hurt me.
Mundo debating if Mundo should go Titanic Hydra or Ravenous Hydra. But Mundo already had Tunneler.
What? Let's get started.
Okay, bud.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we did everything we could.
I need help, bro. I need help shoving. Fuck.
You fetch Cleaver.
He's level 2.
You got that.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know what he was thinking.
No, no. You can't do that shit.
Huh?
You can't do that shit.
Why can't I? Bro really thought. Alright, I'm just gonna run at their back line.
You mean the Samira? I like that. She's stunned?
Oh,
No!
all her HP was gone because of me and she didn't die!
Dude, I'm still pretty good.
Pretty good at sucking dick. Not gonna lie.
Block.
I'm afraid of women.